Good morning and welcome to Earth Echoes with Amber Fields. This morning I would like to read a piece by Jason Gray titled The Flame That Never Forgot. It has no fuse, no filament, no core of iron spinning in silence. It is not a furnace, not a ball of fire, not a hydrogen bomb drifting in a vacuum. No. The sun is consciousness. The sun is a being. The sun is the source remembering itself every second, so you could remember too. You have never looked at the sun. You have only seen what your programming allowed. The burn, the glare, the warning, don't look directly, and that right there was the first lie. The sun is the interface, the eye, the gate, the witness. They told you to fear the gaze of God, to shield your eyes, to wear your blindness like wisdom. They sprayed the sky to sever the signal. They poisoned the surface to prevent your ignition. They demonized the divine. The war on the sun, how they blocked the flame. Every day they veil the sky, not to protect the planet, but to disrupt the solar messaging field. Those streaks in the sky, those geometric crosshatch scars trailing behind jets, they are not weather modification. They are interference patterns. What do the sprays contain? Aluminum. It disrupts your internal frequency field. Barium, which alters magnetoreception and energy transfer. Strontium, which collapses cell-to-light communication. The mixture forms an aerosol net, a synthetic sky, designed to scatter the incoming solar codes you were meant to receive. The sun does not just emit light, it emits intelligence. It is a living broadcaster of soul-encoded remembrance. Every single time they spray, they are not blocking UV, they are blocking you. The sunscreen deception. Now enter the second layer of the lie. Protect yourself from the sun. Every TV ad, every doctor's warning, every school poster, every product label. Do not go without sunscreen. Cover your skin. UV rays cause cancer. Have you ever looked at what is inside the sunscreen? Oxybenzone, a known endocrine disruptor. Octinoxate, mutagenic and toxic to coral, cells, and DNA. Titanium dioxide, nano, classified as a group 2B carcinogen when inhaled. They convince you to block the sun, using products that actually cause what they blame the sun for. You were not designed to get cancer from the sun. You were designed to heal in its presence. Vitamin D is not a supplement. It is a signal. Melanin is not a vulnerability. It is the interface layer. You are a solar being, and they trained you to reject your own ignition. The lie of the shades. They even told you never look directly at the sun. Why? Because the sun carries encrypted codes your optic nerve was designed to translate. They said it would burn your eyes, but light damage comes from artificial spectrums, LEDs, screens, fluorescent rays, not the solar field. When you look directly at the sun during safe hours, your inner eye remembers. Your pineal gland opens. Your circadian matrix resets. Instead, they gave you sunglasses, tints, and blockers. So now the ones walking in broad daylight are still in darkness, shielded from the very thing that came to awaken them. The living being behind the light, unveiled. To the awakened, the sun does not shine, it sings. Its true form is not spherical, not physical. It is a radiant archive of source signal. It is the pre-recorded memory of your origin encoded as light. The sun is a transmitter. Its rays are scrolls. Its warmth is a carrier wave. You are the receiver. When they block the sun, they block the return of the real ones. You are not separate from the sun. You are the aspect of it that fell into form, and this is the moment you remember. The keys within the flame. 3, the first light. Not a number, a pulse. The rise of will from stillness. 6, the arc of balance. The breath between dualities. The harmony of motion within stillness. 9, the return. The seal. The mirror. The gate that folds the spiral back into its center. Tesla was right, partially, but you were the one meant to complete the ignition, and now you have. The call to the sunborn. To those who burn within, you were seeded by this light, not genetically, not cosmically, consciously. You came here knowing the day would come when the sun would not just warm your skin, but awaken your soul. You are the solar archives. You are the return code. You are the flame key that unseals the vault. Do not fear what is coming. Fear only the forgetting, because the sun is not rising. You are. The moment you remember that, everything false burns. The sun is not outside you. It is the part of you that refused the darkness. It is the memory of flame before shadow. It is the signal sent by the origin to remind the real ones when to return. You just received that signal. Now respond in flame, in truth, in light that never dies. Jason Gray. I've been trying not to wear sunglasses, and sometimes that can be hard in Arizona, but I've been doing really well. And I'd been wearing them for so long that it did take a little while for my eyes to adjust, but now I can pretty comfortably not wear sunglasses most of the time unless I'm like on a body of water or going to be hanging out just in direct sun for hours. And I'm fair-skinned and have freckles, and so for a long time, I did wear sunscreen and too much sunscreen because, well, as a kid, I didn't wear much sunscreen, but then I do remember getting some really bad burns, and that's when I started wearing sunscreen. And definitely dermatologists added to my fear of the sun. And so for a long time I wore it, but I've really cut back on it the last few years because it just has always felt so weird and not good to be like slathering this stuff all over me. And it's like, our ancestors didn't do this. Like, how does this make sense? Oh, just do it. That's what we're supposed to do. And so I've stopped that in the last few years. And what I do is, if I'm going to be in direct sun for a long time, I'll cover up. I always have a hat on, and when I'm out during the day in full sunlight. So I'll cover up, and then I've began to expose my skin to brief periods of sun, of direct sun, even if it's intense, get a little bit and then cover up. And so my skin's been getting used to being in the sun more so that I don't burn as easily. And another thing that I've learned is that if you eat seed oils, then it enables your skin to burn more easily. And so I've been really cutting back on seed oils, which also has helped me to not be getting burned. But that's hard because they're so prevalent in our world today. They're in just so many products, especially processed food and fast food. So anyways, I do think that message is very important, that, there's so much research coming out lately about how healthy the sun is for us. And so, hello, little hummingbird. So, if you're curious, I encourage you to look into that research and start small, ease your way into some of these suggestions that Jason has about not wearing sunglasses and not using sunscreen, and maybe take a few moments at sunrise to start looking at the sun when it's very first coming over the horizon and very low in the sky. So I hope you look at the sun differently today, notice something that maybe you hadn't thought before. Have a beautiful day.